Randy, I'm not going to give you the rah, 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 we're so good speech.
Okay.
Let me show you our total quality commitment.
Okay.
So this is the Toshiba Total Quality Commitment. What it is a guarantee that you're going to receive the highest level of service possible.
Okay.
What this breaks down for is you see our parts and supplies here. What that's saying is at any time, if the event happens where we may have to replace any parts on your system, you're going to have originally manufactured parts. You wouldn't want to put any, Kia parts on your Lexus, would you?
I would not.
Absolutely.
Would not,
So you can
yes.
see the advantage of
Good
working
point. I
with
got
the
you.
direct manufacturer.
Okay.
Great. So next on here is our no charge loaner, also our performance guarantee. What those are saying is at any time during your agreement, if your system is not performing up to the manufacturer's specifications, that we will replace it with an equal or greater value system for you.
Okay.
Next, you'll see our average 4-hour response guaranteed and our award-winning online help desk. What that's saying is anytime you guys happen to have any concerns with your system, is you can give us a call and you have an hour guaranteed that one of our IT professionals is going to give you a call,
Okay.
remote into your system and see if it's anything that we can take care of without having to come out.
Okay.
But in the event that we might have to come out, we'll guarantee you that we're going to be there with an average of 4 hours. So being in your location, you guys on average actually are looking at a 2 to 3 hour response.
Okay. Yeah, this is a question I was going to ask you is what am I actually looking at here? So you're saying basically 2 to 3 hours.
On an average.
On an average,
We
okay.
might even be able to be out here even quicker than that, Randy.
Okay.
Sounds a lot better than what you guys are having to deal with your third-party IT support right now, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot better than that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what you'd expect moving forward with the direct manufacturer, right?
It is. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I like that.
Good, good. Last thing I want to go over on here is our 5 dedicated TBS professionals. Your field service engineer, that's Scott Eastman. At any point, if he needs to come out and take a look at your system, that's who's going to be coming out.
Okay.
IT specialist, that's Brian here.
Okay.
He'll be the one to network in and see if it's any issues that we can take care of without sending someone out.
Okay.
Our supply representative, that's Jonathan Allen. He's going to make sure that you guys have supplies at all time.
Okay.
Never run into any situations where you guys don't have any toner.
Okay.
Next is our external client service representative. That's Mona Schofield. She's
Okay.
actually going to be the one that will come out and give you guys an in-depth training moving forward with your new system after we take care of the little bit of paperwork we have today.
Okay.
Our internal client service representative, that's Kim Coots. If you guys ever have any questions about your invoice, that'll be who you talk to on the phone. Take care of that.
Okay.
Next thing I want to show you on here, Randy, real quick, is what we call our partnership review. And I
Okay.
actually brought an example in today. This one's from Kirkwood Law Offices down the street. Actually, you'll see.
Yeah, Joe Kirkwood.
Absolutely. I believe you guys are pretty good buddies, actually. Is that right?
Yeah, you could say that.
All right, so you'll see on here we've just got 5 questions, and I'll come by and drop in and do one of these with you once every 3 months just to make sure
Okay.
that we are staying on top of our service in every way possible.
Okay, so it's kind of like a survey in which I'm assuming we give you a grade based on what I see there.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Each one of these questions you'll have you'll score us on a 1 to 10 scale. 10 obviously meaning the highest level, 1
Okay.
being very poor. And you'll see on here,
You get a lot of ones?
not very often.
Not very often.
Nah, actually, I've never seen a 1 in this
Okay.
business, Randy.
Okay.
No, actually, you'll see we usually get 10s. That's what we strive for.
Okay.
Every now and then something comes up where we may get it a 9. Every now and then possibly an 8. But that's why we do them. In case we need to improve in any area, I'm going to make sure that we improve. So the
Okay.
next time,
Yeah, the only way you can know that there's a shortfall is if you get some feedback from the customer, I guess.
absolutely. So we don't just do these and put 10s to show off to potential clients moving forward. This is something that we actually do. Yeah, and you'll see this is the actual one right here on one of our 5 questions touching on the system itself. They had a slight concern about a cardstock issue, which actually once we got to that, we took care of that by letting them know that we could feed that to the bypass on the side.
Okay.
They were very happy to hear
So
that.
just a question they had, something they didn't know about their system.
Absolutely. And then you'll see the last question we ask here is just if you'd recommend us to another company. And the reason I brought this one in today actually is because asking this question is what led me to come find you guys so we could help you guys out
So I
moving
can see
forward.
where Joe recommended us to you. So
Yeah. See why that was an important one to bring out for you today.
I can understand that. Absolutely.
So Randy, let's go over real quick your current situation you have with your old machine.
Okay.
So right now, you guys are paying almost $50 every time you have to replace the toner on your old machine. And I know, having 250 clients,
Okay.
when I spoke with Chesney, she was saying you guys have to replace that toner a couple times a month right now. And that's costing you almost $50 a piece right now.
Well, now you've got toner replacement 4827,
Mhm.
and we're replacing. She said we're replacing it twice a month,
Absolutely.
so it must be about $25 a cartridge then.
Actually, according to this, the toner each time you guys are purchasing it is almost $50.
Okay.
So according to Chesney, if you guys are replacing it twice, we're looking closer to $100 a month.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And another charge that we're having right now that we talked about earlier is outsourcing your service right now on the old machine.
Okay.
And that's costing $60 a month right now for all those calls. I believe you also mentioned something about the wait time. Sometimes you guys are down for a day or two before that third party can make it out to actually see you.
Yeah, there's been a couple scenarios where we've had to wait for them to come, and it's been a challenge because we had deadlines and we were not able to print what we needed to print. Had some scanning challenges about a month ago.
Oh man, but that's
That came
frustrating.
at a very inopportune time. Yeah, it is frustrating.
Absolutely. We'll make sure to take care of that moving forward today. So our last part on your current situation here is your outsourced pictures to Kinko's of your clients right now. I know that's a little sensitive subject because we don't exactly. I understand those pictures can be pretty personal.
Oh, they're very
Everybody's
personal.
looking at it.
They capture our clients in very difficult situations, and that's why we represent them to provide them the protection that they need. And they're pictures that a lot of people would be disturbed by, but it's the nature of the situations they're in, and that's why we represent them. So yeah, it's stuff that we wouldn't necessarily want to be just out floating around being reproduced at a coffee shop or something. I mean, we've done it. We've been insured security, but you just don't know when they leave the farm.
Right, understood. Another great reason to move forward with the Toshiba system. You saw the great image quality for you guys, not to mention the high level of security we'll provide for you.
Okay.
So let's look at our new system moving forward. So we're looking at the 347.
Okay.
Of course, your enhanced color quality that we were looking at,
Mhm.
it's even better than those outsourced images we were looking at from Kinko's.
Mhm.
Next, you'll see your USB print and scan capability. I know in the demonstration, you told me yourself you personally loved all the capabilities of being able to have those sensitive documents stored on a USB instead of putting them on a network.
Right.
Great. Next is our scan to file and email. I know you guys are doing some scanning right now, pretty slow, pretty long process. We saw in the demonstration how quick moving forward the scanning capability is at 40 pages a minute. And you'll also see on here our service and toner, which is going to be included, so we no longer have that third party, getting a bill every month for your $60 and having that guy come however long he takes to get out right now. And
Sure.
paying for service that you doesn't sound like you're very happy with right now.
No, we're not. We're not. We
Absolutely.
just don't really have the level of solution and service that we need probably to, at some point in time we need to step up and have more of a commercial grade solution than what we have.
Yeah.
We've grown so much. We've grown to 250 clients, so our situation is different than say 5 years ago.
Absolutely. Sounds like it's time to make a change.
That's what we're looking at.
Good, good. Well, so the great part, what I was so looking forward to seeing you today, Randy, is one thing I want to touch on real quick is the advanced scanning solution we talked about.
Okay.
It's usually like $68.73 a month expense. Well, moving forward today, I was actually able to get you that for no additional cost for what's already a phenomenal price for the system we've talked about moving forward with your service and toner included in that. So let's go ahead and take a look at your agreement here, Randy. That is your correct legal company name, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. And is that the correct federal tax ID?
Yep.
Okay, good. And so you'll see we're talking about the 347 CS we looked at in the demonstration. So we've covered your monthly investment will be over 60 months at $259.83. And since we were able to move forward so quickly today, great news, I was actually able to speak with my manager, and we were able to waive this security deposit for you today. If you could just initial there right beside that for me.
Well, that's pretty expensive. That's what, about $100 a month more than what we're spending now.
You're right at about
Yeah,
100.
that's a big jump.
Tell me a little bit more about that, Randy. I mean, to gain all the features that we're talking about,
Mhm.
Toshiba system has to offer. Obviously, you would expect to pay a little bit more than what you're paying now.
Yeah, I would expect to pay a little bit more, but I mean, $100, I wasn't planning on that. I mean, I like your system and everything, but that's a big jump. I don't know about that. I'll probably have to think about that.
Okay, Randy. So it sounds like you loved the Toshiba and all the capabilities it had with the advanced scanning, the great image quality. Just sounds like you have a slight concern about the monthly investment. Does that sound accurate?
Yeah, I mean, everything you said is accurate. I mean, we really like the system, just the monthly investment's more than I was expecting.
Okay. Well, Randy, first of all, let me show you. One thing was with Joe Kirkwood down at Kirkwood Law Offices. He felt the exact same way you did when we first spoke. What he found is that the Toshiba, with the great image quality, also the ability to in-source those now outsourced documents to
Right,
Kinko's,
right.
That he was able to actually have more time to take on more clients and increase, the cost of any products directly related to the savings that product has to offer. And
That's a good
you
point.
agree with that? Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point.
Okay. Moving forward, the Toshiba's going to produce savings that are going to more than justify that monthly investment. Wouldn't you agree?
Maybe so.
Okay, Randy. Well, let me ask you: does that take care of that question you had?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Well, if that takes care of everything, Randy, if you could just initial beside the security deposit we waived.
Well, I mean, let me ask you this. I had a guy stop in the other day, and he was with another company, and I guess he was just out, making sales calls, I guess. And he actually gave me a proposal, and he said it was what we needed. And I mean, I haven't looked at it super close, but it was significantly less than that.
Sure.
And he assured me it was everything that I would need. So I mean, it's like maybe $60 a month less than that.
$60 a month.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, Randy, what exactly was it he was proposing for you?
Well, it was a Xerox copier that would do color and scan, and he didn't even know that we were doing a demonstration with you.
Oh yeah.
But I think he said it was 20 pages a minute, something like that.
Okay.
So,
I gotcha. Well, right off the bat, let me ask you, Randy, outside of, the proposal that the Xerox guy gave you, is there anything else that's standing in the way of us moving forward with your new system today?
no, I mean, I don't think so.
Okay. And it sounds like, all the capabilities that Toshiba has that we just talked about, you love everything about that. You just had that quote from a quick question about the quote you dropped.
Yeah, I
off
just want to make
yesterday.
sure that, comparing apples to apples on price, and his was about $60 less than yours.
Okay.
So that's a concern. I mean, it's
Okay. Well, let's see, Randy.
that's $500 a year.
Is that
So.
a calculator around?
Actually, I do right here.
Oh, great. So go ahead and take that for me, Randy. So we're talking about a difference of $60 a month, right?
Correct.
Okay. So why don't you take that $60 a month, and how many days a month do you guys typically work?
Typically 21 days a month.
Okay, so go ahead and divide that 60 by your 21 days.
Okay.
Okay, so then how many hours you usually work in a day?
8-hour day,
Right.
9-hour day, something like
So
that.
go ahead and divide that number by 9 hours.
Okay.
Okay, so what do you get there, Randy?
0.317.
Okay, so basically what we're saying, Randy, is to have the capabilities that the Toshiba has that you guys love so much, could you hire someone at, 32 cents an hour to produce what the Toshiba is going to be able to produce for you moving
No,
forward?
I don't think I could do that.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
think that there's any other machines out there on the market that are going to be capable of producing the quality that you saw on the Toshiba, as well as guarantee you the service commitment that we have?
No, I didn't really talk to him about a service commitment and everything. He just kind of dropped me off a price. And
Yeah. Sounds pretty typical. So, moving forward,
how would his be? I mean, is his the same type of equipment? Color, 20 page per minute Xerox. I mean, is it apples to apples? equipment-wise?
It's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up, Randy, because
Yeah.
absolutely not. The 347 we're talking about, we're talking about a speed of 35 pages per minute, almost 100% faster than a 20 page per minute system.
Oh.
So to make the slight adjustment of $60 or 32 cents an hour to have that extra capability, almost 100% faster than the system he's proposing,
Okay.
makes sense to go forward with Toshiba, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, you're probably right.
So does that take care of that, Randy?
It does.
Good, good. Well, if we could just get you to initial by the security deposit real quick here. Seems like you got something else on your mind.
The one thing that did catch my attention, as nice as your system is, it seems like it has a lot of extra buttons and extra capabilities I'm not sure we would need.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say, please explain a little bit more.
Well, I mean, it's got some extra functions and features I just don't really see us using. We need the color, we need the scanning, but we don't need it to do everything that, all the buttons do. Do you have a model that is kind of the same capability as this, that just doesn't have all the bells and whistles, that maybe I could get my monthly investment down just a little bit?
Okay, Randy. So it sounds like you love the image quality. Obviously, we talked about the scanning capabilities, some of the extra features that come with it. You just have a question about if you really need those. Does that sound accurate?
If I need all the features other than the color and the scanning I need, but there's a lot of extra buttons on there that I'm sure do really fancy things that I just don't know if our firm would need.
I got you. So, outside of that, small question about the extra features that Toshiba has to offer, is there anything else that's holding us back from finishing up with our little bit of paperwork today?
No, I don't think so. If you could explain that to me or come up with a different option, that might be what I'm looking for.
Absolutely, Randy. Well, first of all, one thing with our Toshiba systems, all the extra features you're talking about, those come standard on all of our systems. So
Okay.
you're not paying any extra for those extra features. And, growing right now like you guys are, it'd be great to have those features, the capability to use those in the future if you do need them.
As long as I'm not paying extra for something I don't need.
Absolutely not, Randy. I wouldn't
Okay.
do that to you. And also another thing, just to let you know about the system, I've done thanks to Chesney, I was able to do a great job at figuring out your exact current situation. And one thing being Toshiba is we build our systems directly for your needs. We're not just like that Xerox guy throwing out proposals for a system that was half the quality. So I've actually built this system directly to suit your needs, Randy.
Okay. Well, I
So-
appreciate that.
Absolutely, and at the most affordable monthly investment moving forward that I could provide for you. Not to mention that extra almost $70 a month value with your advanced scanning solution.
Yeah, because he didn't say anything about having anything like that.
Sounds like a no-brainer then to move forward with the Toshiba system today, doesn't it, Randy?
Well, I guess since you put it that way.
Great. Well, let's go ahead and initial here by the security deposit.
Okay.
And if you could authorize here and here, I'll take care of all the details. Thanks a lot, Randy.
Hey, thank you, John.
Appreciate it.